Hi Chris, how are you today?
Good, thanks.
Good. I know since we last met, we set a goal that you were going to attend Al-Anon, and I'm thinking you've had a couple of times to go.
I did actually, and yeah, it was a lot harder to get there than I thought. Um, but I was really surprised to hear people share a lot of the same experiences that I've had.
Okay. You said it was a lot harder to get there. Why? What made it hard?
I think just that denial part of it, having, going there kind of made it real, that the problem, or that I was having a problem dealing with my husband's drinking. Um, and so it was just difficult to make that decision, or, to recognize and accept
Right.
that this is what it is.
So once you got there,
Mhm.
you got through the doors. How was that to be there? And I know you did have anxieties about going, but once you got there, did you feel at ease? Did you feel comfortable, or were you feeling a little apprehensive still?
I did. I think a lot of people really, they went out of their way to introduce themselves to me and made me feel comfortable as far as asking if this was my first meeting, and that kind of thing. And they did take me aside to explain, about the program. So I think I made it a lot bigger than what it actually was, or, in my head it was a lot scarier, but
Okay.
yeah, I felt comfortable. Once I got there and sat down or whatever, I felt comfortable.
Okay. So did you feel once you left and you've been back a couple times, did you feel it was helpful?
Very much so.
Okay.
I had hope,
Oh, good.
leaving. I had hope, and I can't remember the last time that, I felt that there were other people who had been in my situation, and they were laughing and having a good time, and yet, some of their stories were worse than mine. And so it was really good to see that people can stay married. I think that was another one of my fears, is that I didn't know if we would make it through this together, and there are people that are still married, and yeah, so it was helpful.
Well, I'm glad you took that step, and that we're coming towards the end of our time. This is our last session together. So do you think continuing on to Al-Anon would be something that you would continue to do after we're finished here?
Yes.
Good.
Very much. Very much. I am a little nervous though. Coming here has helped just feeling validated. Having someone listen, I think prior to this I just felt crazy, and having someone listen just helped. I mean, it really helped. And so I am nervous about not having someone be there, on a regular basis to listen.
Sure. Well, you have seemed to come a long way since we first started meeting. In fact, I have written down in my notes here that when you first came in, you were very confused and wanting to leave your husband because of his alcoholism, and I asked if you'd been depressed, and you rated it at a level 5 sessions ago. And how would you say that's doing now? Where do you say you would fall on the scale of 1 to 10?
Some days are better than others still, but I would say I definitely don't feel as depressed. I would say, maybe 2 or 3.
Okay, good. So it's getting better then. Your depression's getting better.
Yes.
Okay. And
yes.
What do you think you've done to help that?
I think Al-Anon, that having that goal and resource helped tremendously. Like I said, I think having someone to listen and kind kind of give me some direction, redirection on what I can do to take care of myself has helped. I think that those are probably the biggest.
Okay. I'm hearing a little bit of anxiety maybe about us finishing, and you have nobody that'll listen to you. I know you do have the Al-Anon. Do you have anybody else support-wise that you can turn to in those times of need that you need somebody to listen to?
Well, I guess there is this one woman from the groups that maybe I can talk to her. My mom and I, we aren't really close at all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the woman who her husband was still drinking, and
mm-hmm.
they're still married though. So I think maybe her.
Okay, that's good then to have a couple resources. I also have, as I told you before, that I have a couple things that I'd like to give you, this being one of them. These are other support groups too that you can continue on after we are finished with our time here. Do you have any other concerns that you'd like to bring up now before we do end our sessions? Anything that I can...
I guess maybe just if I do decide to later on maybe to end the marriage, I don't know if I would be able to do that on my own.
Okay.
Without extra help again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if coming back maybe would be an option, or I don't know.
Well, you know that we are here, so if you do need to, come back, you have my email and you can get a hold of me that way. I think you're on a good path. I've seen such improvement, which I'm very proud of you for taking those steps. And I think, does it sound feasible if you continue on with this Al-Anon and then you continue your friendship with your friend? Do you think that you feel secure and moving forward from here for right now, taking this step?
I think so. There's a definite difference from when I came in.
Okay.
So I do feel good.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. If you do feel the need to come back, by all means, please do that. I want to know if there is anything else, goals that we can set before that once you leave here that you'd like to continue trying to do for yourself. Is there anything that you feel that you'd like to set, or?
Well, I think I am how we talked about. I think the last couple times how I've been mentioning about going to school, I think I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And follow through with that.
And have you done anything to start that?
I've looked into a couple schools, so maybe next year.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. Well, I think that's a good goal to set for yourself, and find things that you do like to do. And I wish you well in everything. And if you need to again come back, let me know. And good luck in all you do, and keep up the good work.
I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.